You might not be thinking about the Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra just yet, but trust me, Samsung has already started planning its next big flagship. Even though the Galaxy S24 lineup is still fresh on everyone's mind, the buzz surrounding the S25 Ultra is already building as we close out 2024. While the Galaxy S24 is undoubtedly grabbing attention now, the next-gen Ultra is already in the works, and it's starting to look like Samsung has some serious upgrades lined up. We may still be months away from the official launch, but early rumors and leaks are starting to paint a picture of what the Galaxy S25 Ultra might bring to the table. And if early reports are to be believed, Samsung is preparing to up its game in a big way to compete with the iPhone 16 Pro Max and other flagship rivals. While we don't have every single detail yet, there's enough floating around that we can start imagining how the next big Samsung versus Apple showdown could play out. So let's dive into what we know so far about the Galaxy S25 Ultra, from design and display updates to camera upgrades and performance boosts. Starting with design, it's worth noting that Samsung isn't likely to go through a major overhaul just yet. After switching to a titanium frame for the Galaxy S24 Ultra, the S25 Ultra is expected to stick with a similar build. The sleek, premium feel that's become synonymous with the Ultra series is likely to remain intact. That means the camera array on the back will likely stay in its familiar vertical stack, and the lenses will still protrude slightly. While there's always a chance Samsung will add a few new tweaks here and there, we don't expect a massive redesign, at least not for this generation. According to a sneak peek from tipster Roland Quant, the Galaxy S25 and S25 Plus might come in 5 new colors: black, green, purple, blue, and a sleek white or silver combo. Gone are the bold, vibrant shades of the S24 series. Remember amber yellow and cobalt violet. This time, Samsung seems to be leaning into soft, pastel tones for a more refined, minimalist vibe. What's interesting is that earlier reports from display analyst Ross Young hinted at sparkling colors like Moon Night Blue and Silver Shadow. But now it looks like Samsung has changed its tune, opting for understated elegance over flashy finishes. For those eyeing the flagship Galaxy S25 Ultra, it's all about premium titanium shades: titanium black, blue, gray, and silver. These colors scream luxury and fit the Ultra's reputation as the most high-end model in the lineup. If exclusivity is your thing, some of these shades might only be available through Samsung's online store, including blue or black, coral red, and pink gold for the S25 and S25 Plus, and even titanium jade green and titanium pink for the Ultra. As for the display, expect some slight but potentially significant changes. Rumors suggest that the Galaxy S25 Ultra could see a bump in screen size, pushing the display closer to 6.9 inches, up from the 6.8 inches on the S24 Ultra. This would make it comparable to the screen size of the iPhone 16 Pro Max, and it could give the S25 Ultra even more real estate for media consumption and multitasking. However, it's worth noting that the S25 Ultra's screen size could vary depending on the model, and we'll likely see more leaks and CAD renders in the coming months to help clarify things further. On the brightness front, Samsung has always been a leader. After cranking up the brightness to 2,600 nits on the Galaxy S24 Ultra, we might see an even brighter screen on the S25 Ultra, though the M13 OLED panels used on the S24 could stick around. That would mean we wouldn't get the newer, brighter M14 OLED tech, which is already being used in rival devices like the Pixel 9 Pro. Still, with its usual strong color accuracy and stunning contrast, Samsung will likely remain at the top of its display game. Now, let's talk performance. The Galaxy S25 Ultra is expected to come with Qualcomm's new Snapdragon 8 Elite chip, which was unveiled in October 2024. This chip is shaping up to be a massive upgrade over the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 in the Galaxy S24 Ultra, with performance boosts across the board. Early benchmarks show that the Snapdragon 8 Elite delivers around a 40% improvement in single-core performance and a 42% jump in multi-core performance compared to the previous generation. Additionally, the S25 Ultra will likely feature UFS 4.1 storage, a faster standard that should further boost performance, especially for things like loading apps or transferring large files. There's also talk that the S25 Ultra could sport 16 gigs of RAM, a jump from the 12 gigs in the S24 Ultra, which would make multitasking smoother and better for handling demanding tasks like AI features or heavy gaming. Early benchmarks also suggest that the Galaxy S25 Ultra could beat the Galaxy S24 Ultra by a wide margin in Geekbench 6 tests. Rumors even claim the S25 Ultra will outperform the iPhone 16 Pro Max, which is already a beast in terms of performance, making it clear that Samsung is serious about taking on Apple in the performance race. If there's one thing Samsung is known for with its Ultra phones, it's the camera system, and it looks like the S25 Ultra is going to continue that trend. While the S24 Ultra's 200 megapixel main sensor and 100 megapixel space zoom feature were major highlights, we can expect some significant upgrades in the S25 Ultra's camera setup. Early leaks point to a better wide-angle lens, though details on that remain sparse. We've also heard that the ultra-wide camera could jump from a 12 megapixel sensor on the S24 Ultra to a 50 megapixel sensor in the new model. If true, this would be a huge improvement, making the S25 Ultra's ultra-wide shots sharper and more detailed. Additionally, the telephoto lens might see some upgrades, with rumors suggesting variable capabilities that allow for smoother zooming. Essentially, this means we could get a more flexible telephoto setup, with zoom options between 4 to 5x and 6 to 7x, all within a single lens. This could make zooming while shooting video a lot smoother and more cinematic. There's also talk that Samsung could ditch one of the telephoto lenses in favor of a 3x crop zoom from the main lens, simplifying the setup. Some leaks suggest the S25 Ultra might feature only 3 camera lenses instead of 4, but we'll have to wait and see whether that rumor holds up. When it comes to battery life, the Galaxy S25 Ultra will likely stick with the same 5,000 mAh battery as the Galaxy S24 Ultra. While we don't expect a bigger battery, improvements in power efficiency could make a significant difference. The Snapdragon 8 Elite chip promises a 40% improvement in GPU efficiency and 44% better power efficiency in the CPU, which should help extend battery life without needing to increase the physical size of the battery. We're also expecting the same 45 watts charging speeds as the S24 Ultra, but with the more efficient Snapdragon 8 Elite, charging times might feel a bit quicker, especially when paired with the right charger. In other news, less than 2 months before launch, a European website has spilled the beans on the key specs for the Galaxy S25 series and teased a pre-order promotion. Interestingly, the leak contradicts earlier rumors about a price hike for the S25, S25 Plus, and S25 Ultra. Techmaniacs, a Greek website, claims they got the info from a reliable source. According to them, Samsung is bringing back its popular storage doubling offer for pre-orders. That means if you pre-order a base model with 256 gigs of storage, you'll get 512 gigs at no extra cost. Despite rumors of price hikes, this leak claims the Galaxy S25 series will be priced the same as the S24 lineup, even with the increased production costs. In terms of software, expect the Galaxy S25 Ultra to ship with Android 15 and Samsung's One UI 7 skin, which will likely bring a host of new features and tweaks. One thing we're looking forward to is more AI integration. Samsung has already started focusing heavily on AI with the Galaxy S24 series, and the S25 Ultra is expected to take that even further. Some reports suggest that Samsung might even integrate generative AI into its Bixby Assistant, which could make voice commands more powerful and intuitive. Another potential feature, satellite connectivity. After Apple introduced this feature with the iPhone 14, it makes sense for Samsung to follow suit with its own version of satellite communication in the S25 series. This could be a game changer for people who spend time in remote areas without reliable cell coverage. Lastly, there's talk of Android improvements that would allow the Galaxy S25 Ultra to install new software updates in the background, a small but welcome feature that could make the update process more seamless and less intrusive. Although we're still a little ways off from the official Galaxy S25 Ultra launch, it's clear that Samsung has big plans for its next flagship. The S25 Ultra is shaping up to be a serious powerhouse with upgrades to design, display, camera, performance, and battery life. With the iPhone 16 Pro Max pushing the envelope this year, Samsung will need to pull out all the stops to stay competitive. As we get closer to 2025 and the eventual unveiling of the Galaxy S25 Ultra, expect more leaks and rumors to trickle out. So be sure to stay tuned, and don't forget to subscribe to get all the latest updates. Catch you in the next one.